I've spent more than $50 million on Facebook and Instagram ad campaigns, working with more than 2,000 businesses over the past 9 years. And what I'm about to share in this video is the easiest way to get much better Facebook ad results, but no one ever does it. This video is sponsored by HubSpot, more about them later. When you find something that works, when you have a Facebook ad campaign, an ad creative that works really well, you want to get as much out of that as possible. And most Facebook advertisers do a terrible job of doing this. You really want to get as much value, squeeze as much value out of it as you can. I've got a bunch of ways that you can do that quickly and easily that I'm going to share in this video. And I think it's really important to get more value out of something that's winning before you go ahead and do anything new. A lot of Facebook advertisers are like, great, I created an ad that works really well. Now I'm then going to go spend a lot of time, resources, creating something completely different. I'm not saying that you should never create something completely different, but first, let's really get as much value out of this as we possibly can. And ideally, you would do this before the performance in that winning ad starts to drop off, which will happen at some point. Eventually, all ads drop off at some point. Some have a longer shelf life than others, but all ads do drop off because of ad fatigue. Now, with that said, if you are going through this video and you've had winning ads and high-performing ads and results have already dropped off, that's fine. You can still use what I'm about to explain to get more value out of the winning ad. And previously, just in an ideal world, you'd be ahead of the game in terms of anticipating that drop off and being prepared as opposed to being reactive afterwards. But we've all been there, it's absolutely fine. So the reason why you want to do this, you want to get as much value, squeeze as much value out of winning ads as possible, is because it's really hard to find winners, like real winners, massive outliers. I mean, by definition, to find a 1 in 20 ad, so a top 5% of performers within your ad account, you're going to need to create 20 ads. So when you do find those winners, often it takes quite a lot of time, testing, work, effort to get there. You really want to make sure that you get value out of it. And it's surprisingly easy to get a lot more value out of it. Like I said right at the beginning, almost no one does the stuff I'm about to describe, but a lot of it is quick and easy to implement. Oh, and just to clarify, I'm not just talking about scaling here. When I'm talking about squeezing more value out of your ad creative, I'm not just talking about whacking up the budget, which may well be something that you want to do, but that's not the purpose of this video. I'm talking about using other techniques. I've actually got 7 techniques that I want to run through in this video that you can implement to get a lot more value, to get much better results out of that winning ad creative. One of the absolute best ways to create Facebook ads that perform really well is to model from other Facebook ads that have delivered great results. You don't need to try and reinvent the wheel, especially when you're first learning. And to help you do just that, HubSpot, who I'm partnering with on this video, have created a fantastic free resource that contains 50 high-performing Facebook ads. There is a link in the video description below where you can download these Facebook ad examples and find great options to model from. They've included ads from Nike, Hulu, Venmo, and a whole bunch of others. My favorite part is that it's sorted by industry to make it really easy to find exactly what you're looking for. I'd strongly recommend you check it out and use it to level up your Facebook ad creative. Check the link in the description below, and thank you to HubSpot for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so let's start with the easiest way to get a lot more value out of winning ad creative, and that's simply to change the background. So if you've got image ads that you're primarily using, you could be changing the color of the background, could be changing the background image, something really as simple as that. If it's a video ad, you could just re-record the exact same video ad, the same script, the same content, the same B-roll, the same editing style, but just do it in a different location. And the reason why we're doing this, and a lot of the points that I'm going to bring up and things you can do, are that they're targeting the same issue. And the issue that we all run into with Facebook and Instagram ads is the "I've seen this before" filter. Everyone, when they're interacting online, when they're on Facebook and Instagram, they have an "I've seen this before" filter. Just think about how you consume content, right? Like if you catch even a tiny inkling, "Oh, I've seen this before," you just immediately skip past it because you're like, whatever, seen this before, I want to move on to something more interesting. And when you run ads and ads get put in front of people again and again and again, you build up people within your audience that have seen this before, and they immediately go, "I've seen it," and they skip on. When you change something to look quite different visually, so you change the background, you change the color, you change the location it's being recorded in, you get past that filter. And when you get past that filter, those people are therefore much more likely to watch the video, take a proper look at the image, have a look at the primary text and the ad copy, and if they consume that stuff, they are therefore far more likely to convert, to purchase, become a lead, etc. So one of the simplest ways to go about mixing up how your ad looks is just to change the background. Number 2 is to change the way you look, assuming it was you in the ad, or just change the way the person that was in the ad looks, right? So you could wear a different color top, you could wear a different style of outfit. If you've got longer hair than me, you could, change your hairstyle. I sometimes wear glasses, so I could, re-record a video ad with glasses on versus with glasses off. So just changing the way you look exactly gets through the same "I've seen this before" filter, and the more of a change that you make, the more likely you are to get past it. Now, of course, you don't want to do anything that's like off-brand or seen as strange, but people wear different clothes, and it still changes the way the ad looks visually. And we've already talked about changing the way you look, or whoever is in the ad creative, the way they look. But another thing to do, or you could do instead, is change the person that's actually in the ad creative. Change the person that's in the videos, change the person that's in the imagery. Assuming it was you before, it could be someone else within your company, could be an actor that you hire. That doesn't have to cost a lot, by the way. Now, if you do this, just make sure that the person that's in the ad creative is representative of your target market. So if you've got a product that is designed for young women, you do not want to use a 60-year-old man in the ad creative. Like that's not going to work. That sounds fairly obvious, but I have seen people make that mistake before. Now, when you do this, you want them to create the exact same content. So let's say you made the video ad to begin with, you recorded it. Just get them to say the exact same script, same stuff, all of that, but just a different person doing it. Again, that gets you past the "I've seen you before" filter, just like the previous options that we mentioned. Point number 4 is to reorder the ad. So if you've got a video ad, this applies mostly to video ads, can apply to carousels as well. But let's assume it's a video ad, keep the hook the same, that initial bit, because that's obviously doing well, that's really important, and that's why this part of the reason why this is winning ad creative in the first place. But after that hook, you might have, say, 4 or 5 points that you make that are trying to sell your product or service, benefits associated. Just reorder them. So take point number 4 and put that at point number 2, take point number 1 and put that at point number 5, and just go through in a different order. It makes the ad feel different, will probably give you a nice boost in performance when you do that in comparison to the other one that may be fatiguing. Probably won't, your ad won't suffer because of the reordering. Now, sometimes that doesn't really work if you're taking people through like a journey. So you need to run this through a common sense filter yourself and think, oh, can I actually do this one? No, our ad takes people through a journey, then don't go ahead and do it. But if you can, then by all means, go ahead and make that work. Okay, point number 5 is to apply filters. Again, not all businesses are able to do this one, but can you take the exact same ad creative and do it in black and white? Or do it in sepia, or add some sort of effect, image or video, that kind of cartoonizes the look of it. I mean, we've all probably seen, YouTube thumbnails are quite popular now to like cartoonize some of the imagery. We all see short videos on all social media platforms where an effect, a filter has been put across the video, and it looks visually quite different. You need to make sure it's on brand, you need to make sure it doesn't look strange, but that is a way to make the ad look quite different. And if it looks different, you get past that "I've seen this before" filter, and you might see significant improvement in results. Now, along that same lines is the next point I want to make, and that's around editing style. This doesn't have to be massively different. You still want it to be on brand, but there are certain things that you can do. So let's say your initial winning creative was really sort of heavy on the visual effects. Well, you could try one that had that pared back if you've got lots of animations and things going on. Or vice versa, right? If you didn't have much, you can try, therefore, adding those in. You can do the same thing with B-roll. You can add that in versus take it out, have more, have less, and mix it up visually that way. And again, vice versa. Same applies to captions, right? Some captions are really subdued, some are really in your face. You could do different colors, different fonts, different animation around the captions from what you did previously. You could try adding music or taking music away, or if you already had music, changing the music. That can create quite a different feel and tone. So these are some simple things that you can do without having to do a re-record. Just get your editor, if you're editing it, to mix some of these things up. And again, it gets past the "I've seen this before" filter, which is the most important thing. And if people are more likely to engage, which they will be with this changed up stuff if they've already seen the previous winner, they're more likely to engage, they're more likely to consume the content, they're therefore more likely to go ahead and purchase, become a lead, take the action you want them to take.
Come on a sec, take a look at this. So this is in my mentorship program, right? In the results and wins channel, and Tara said this. In 2 weeks of joining, my ROAS went from 0.7 to 8.03, and I've only implemented maybe 30% of the feedback that's given me so far, that's just incredible. That's awesome. So Zoe up here, she joined the mentorship program with 35 1,000 raffle tickets, was thinking she wasn't going to sell them, and she ended up selling out completely with 2 days to spare. And we've got loads of others in here. We've got tons of people just sharing information around how they've done well, great results they've got. If you're interested, you can click on the button beneath this video. That'll go through to a page on our website. You could book in a free, no obligation call with one of my team members to find out more information. Hopefully we get to work together. Hopefully you join and you'll be sharing fantastic results like Tara and Zoe have done just here.
And then point number 7 is to try changing your delivery and style. So re-record the same video ad, but try being calmer or more animated. Try being a bit more serious, a bit more professional, or more playful. Again, you've got to think about this in terms of it still wants to be on brand. So these don't want to be drastic changes, but can you change the feel of it a little bit more? What you'll often find is that an ad that's a little bit more professional might speak to different people within your target audience than the one that's more playful. It's not necessarily that the whole audience needs to change, or it's this great big drastic shift of brand identity. It's just like there are some people that just respond to that a little bit more, and other people within the audience that respond to that a little bit more. So we can get a lot more out of our winning creative by doing this. You could try talking faster. Try talking slower. You could even do this in the post edit. So you could literally just take the video and speed up to 1.2x, something like that, or slow down to 0.85x, something like that. Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. So just make sure that it all looks good before anything goes out. But these are things that you can look to add in, and things that if you've already got a winning ad and you just need to re-record, very quick and easy to do, and might make a big difference, and like I said, for all the other reasons, really help what it is you're looking to do. So there are obviously other things you can do other than those 7 points that I've made, but the other things that you do, you kind of start getting into creating a new ad. So let's say, for example, you wanted to change the hook on the beginning. I haven't recommended that in any of the points I've made, because that's really a new ad then. That's not getting more out of the existing ad. These things here are all about how can we take a winner, change the visual wrapper feel of it, so that we can run this for months, maybe even years longer, especially if you combine a number of these things. I mean, you could take an ad that performs well for 2 months and apply a bunch of this stuff to it. This ad has got this ad has got this, ad has got this, and run those ads for years. Literally years, especially if you're changing the people and changing the visuals and things like that. You could run that for years and still get great results out of it. We've seen the extension in ad performance from this be absolutely enormous. So something to really think about. But like I said, testing other things like new hooks, that gets into new ads. That is something you want to do, but do this stuff first. When you find a winner, squeeze as much life out of it as you possibly can. And overall, that's such good bang for buck. It's the easiest way to get better results for longer, because this stuff is quick and easy and doesn't require that much thought or creativity, honestly. Now, I'm all about getting great results as easily as possible and with the highest leverage possible. Well, Meta just released a new Facebook ads feature that is very exciting and is going to make it easier for all Facebook advertisers to get better results. I show you exactly what that new feature is in this video here. I walk you through it. I show you how to use it. I show you how to get the most out of it. Go ahead and check it out.